welcome to Monday Motivation with Bukola. It's a show about inspiration, women empowerment, beauty, business, money, health, culture, and entertainment. On this episode today, we have a great guest in the house. In fact, we got a big catch. She's a PhD holder. She lectures at the university. Whoa. And she has so many degrees behind her, from marketing to technology. Whoa. So we're going to be learning a lot. And this is a woman bringing us some motivation for women today. Dr. Aikyna Finch is a business person. She's an author. She's an educator, and she helps businesses. She helps you with your marketing. She even has her own podcast show too. You know, just Google her. She has a website. Just Google her. She's offering a lot of value and knowledge to women and many other people, including men too, out there. So we are going to be hearing from Dr. Aikyna Finch today. So please, Dr. Aikyna, thank you so much for joining us on Monday Motivation with Bukola. We are honored to have you here today.
No, the honor is mine, Bukola, because I mean, anytime that I'm honored, blessed with the opportunity to share motivation with others, it is truly a pleasure.
Thanks. So today we have a quote. You know, brainy quote seems to be the one winning and reigning right now. So my quote from Brainy Quote today says, "Put your heart, mind, and soul into even your smallest acts. This is the secret of success." And this quote is from Swami Sivananda. I will take it again. Put your heart, mind, and soul into even smallest acts. This is the secret of success. And this quote is by Swami Sivananda. You know, that is a really powerful quote about putting your mind and soul and heart into the smallest thing. Meaning that you should not take anything for granted. Don't think, oh, because there is not much opportunity here, you pass it by. You never know whether that small opportunity is where your big opportunity is sitting. So do not take anything for granted. Take every opportunity as the best opportunity you could get, and put your mind and soul into it. Don't take something to be, oh, this is so little, I can't do much with it. You never know how much you can do with that little thing that you are taking for granted. So I'm going to be welcoming Dr. Finch again. Thank you so much for coming on the show. So Dr. Finch, you have a wealth of knowledge behind you. I don't even know where to start from, but you know, as usual, as we roll on the show, we start by wanting to know you. So who is Dr. Finch?
Well, usually when I introduce myself, I say I'm an educator, a motivator, and a lover of social media. And what does that mean? I educate the world through motivation and social media. And I have known I was an educator since 5. And through that, I grew through and I learned about math and different things. And I took a technology detour. But at the end of the day, I am now educating at higher ed in marketing, IT, and of course, business. So I love to motivate, empower, and inspire women to reach their greater through the skills and the knowledge that I've attained on my journey.
Wow. You said you learned that you are an educator from 5 years old. How did you know that?
I went, I started school in 4. So when I turned 5 and we were in class and teacher was teaching and, you know, and they gave us our little segments and I got up there and did my little segment at 5 and I was like, wow, this is great. And then as I went through school, I would always finish the work like a month early. So they were like, what do we do with her? So they started putting me in the classes that were lower than me so that I would teach the younger children about, how to help them. And, I would be a little teacher's aide. And then eventually from there, I started working with special ed children on top of that as their aides. And I said, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. And,
oh my goodness.
And it was amazing at, 5 to get that first experience, but by 8, I was actually being a little teacher. And so I was like, I said, yep, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. And then, they give you a detour, because when they find out you're smart, they want you to go into those high polluting, big money jobs, And so they introduced me to technology because I had a knack for it. By 10, I was tearing apart things. And so, and putting it back together, but I was tearing them apart. And so they found that knack, and they put me in all these different concentrations and things. And I went to the university eventually, and I ended up with a degree in aeronautical industrial technology. So what does that say? I can run a plant. I can run a plant. But eventually I went back to business, and I was able to see the connections of the business, and I was able to see where people could falter, where they wanted to be an entrepreneur, but they were missing those pieces. And I was like, okay. And the biggest piece that attracted me was marketing. And why does that attract me? Because that is the make it or break it piece. If you may have something of beauty, grace, you may have the answer, but if people don't know the answer is there, it sits on a shelf.
Wow, great. That is a really great point. And I think that is one of the main challenges of entrepreneurs. We have entrepreneurs springing up daily, and a lot of them are struggling. They have great products.
Mm-hmm.
They are struggling with marketing. And some people know that their problem is marketing, but they don't know how to even find that marketing answer to their business challenge. So what would you recommend to somebody who knows, I have great talent, I have good products, how do I get it to meet the people? What would be your answer to that kind of a person?
Well, first off, you have to have a hub. The people have to have a place to go. So what is your hub? Your hub is your website. That is the one thing that will not go down, will not be taken away from you, because you pay for that. Okay? So if Mark Zuckerberg decides to take down Facebook today, you lose all your content. Are you building your business on Facebook, or are you building your business on your hub and directing the people from Facebook to your hub? That is the way you're supposed to go. Then you got to get out there to the public. You have to start doing media presentations. You have to start doing podcasts. You have to start doing radio. You have to start doing print. Get featured in the Huffington Post. Get featured in these magazines. Let the people know who you are. And then when that's all said and done, start speaking about your different gift, or write a book. They call the book the expensive business card, right? And so get the book out there, and that will tell them, they may be reading about, a little piece of information, but then when they get the book, then that introduces them to you, the product, the gift, and they go directly where? To the website. And they start becoming a loyal fan. And then let's work that social media. And I know people are like, oh, that's a time suck, that's this, that's that. No, ma'am, that is what has grown my business, quadrupled my business, my notoriety, my fame. And but you have to have a strategy. Don't get on there and put a bowl of cereal on there and call it a day. No, that's not going to help you. You need to have crisp, clean visuals. You need to have strong copy. You need to have the copy that makes people feel that they want to be where you are. They want to be working your product. They know that that product is going to help them. And it can't be about you. It has to be about them. They have to feel themselves in the copy. They have to feel themselves using the product. They have to see themselves not being able to do without that product. And when you do it that way, that's when you have them hooked.
Wow. You talked about, having crisp picture, having clean copy. With the crisp picture, now there is Canva and there are other, platforms where people can put pictures together if they don't really know how to use Adobe to make their pictures, because that is kind of high tech and some people find it difficult doing all this high tech stuff. So would you continue to, or would you say Canva, we help somebody get started by having crisp picture? And then also, with Canva, it's not only free version they have the paid version. So would you recommend that somebody upgrade to the paid version to get better picture done, or it doesn't matter whether you are using paid or free version?
Honestly, if you are at the point where you could do the paid, I would go with the paid because it's $12 a month, $12.95 a month or $119 a year. Okay? And that gives you more options. You can do a lot of PNG. I'm sorry. PNG is very important because that's where you take all the background out of the things. And so you can insert the pictures the way you need them to be inserted. You can make a meme and have them sitting up there, you sitting there in your best while you're having your wonderful quote of the day. Quotes are awesome. People love to be motivated. And there's a page, some people just have Instagram pages with nothing but quotes and have thousands of followers. Thousands. Hundreds of thousands just because they have a quote page. Wow. And you just have to, it's all about the visual. Now, if you don't have, the only time that you can get away with like a smudgy is when it's somebody like a Gary Vee, and you're never going to get that back. So, put the smugly up there. They'll understand that. But otherwise, let's try to make that as clean as possible. And then there's filters in there as well. You could change the colors. You could change them. You can make this thing pop out. You can put it back in. You can rotate it. You can do things with Canva that you could do with Adobe. I mean, yes, Adobe is a little, but Canva helps you to go ahead and start being where you at and move to your next level.
Wow, great. We are going to take a break right now. Time is just flying. I just looked at the time, it's flying. So we're going to take a break right now and we'll be back. We have Dr. Aikyna Finch in the house talking to us about, your business, motivating you, and how you can get this done in a way that will bring value to you and your customers. And I heard, it has to be about your customer, not about you when you're trying to sell. Thank you. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome. If you are just joining us for the first time, this is Monday Motivation with Bukola. It's a show about inspiration, women empowerment, beauty, business, money, health, culture, entertainment, and advocacy. And today we have a fabulous guest in the house. She's Dr. Aikyna Finch. And she's an educator. She's a PhD holder. She lectures at the college. She's from one side of the spectrum to the other because she's a scientist and a business person at the same time. And she's also a marketer. She's been talking to us today about how to inspire a business person or how to be inspired in your business and the tips that you can use as a new business person, or even if you have been doing your business for a while, especially knowing how to use the power of the social media and how to sell to your customers. So Dr. Finch, thank you so much. You were talking about Canva before we left, but I'm going to digress a little bit. I found out that you are also an author. So, and I would like to know, your books, are they on marketing or they're also on sciences?
Honestly, most of the books are on motivation, believe it or not. We have, my very first book was an anthology, and it was called Motherhood, Dreams, and Success. You can have it all. And while I personally do not have children, I was the child of a mompreneur. And so my story brought the perspective of how the family is affected when you're a mompreneur. Because, you know, a lot of people are like, ooh, that's great, that's wonderful, you're doing great things. But guess what? Your family's coming along for the ride too. You're not the only one. And, you know, sometimes you have to get the permission of your family because their lives are going to be uprooted as well for your dream. And that may not be their dream. And that's what my mother did. She's like, look, Aikyna, I really want this. I know we're going to struggle for a little bit here and there, but at the end of the day, I do believe you'll have a happier, more prosperous mother. And are you on board? And I said, most definitely. Anything that's going to make you happy. And, you know, we have to start supporting each other. And that was one of the things that I showed, you know, children are not, they're not slow. They know what's going on. And we have to stop discounting them. We have to start educating them properly in the young stage, so that they're not, you know, green as grass in their older age. You know, if you're going through it, you let your child know, you know, the child version, but let them know what is going on so that they'll be aware of it when it comes to them. And they'll know how to work smarter, not harder, when that situation arises for them.
Wow. So would you say that watching your mom being a business person has really helped you as an adult who is also now in business?
Yes. Now, she was a creative, so she had a service. So she's a seamstress. So it was all about customer service, all about making sure the client is taken care of, making sure that you go above and beyond what their expectations are. So I've learned customer service like no other. And I also learned as a creative, but on the social media side, being able to give them a product that expresses them. And that's the most important thing. You want to give them something that they're like, yes. When you hit that, that's when it's gonna flow, and that's when the loyalty flows. She has clients she's had for 20 years because every time she sells for them, she puts it in their hand and she puts it on their body, and they're just like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. You know, and that's what you're gonna do in all your businesses too. Whether your product or your service, yes. They see themselves in it, they feel it, they love it, they enjoy it. And that is one of the things that you can't copy. You know, you have to be authentic with it. That is going to truly show your authenticity, your customer service.
Okay. For someone who does not even like to relate to people, who thinks, oh, you know, I can't even, customer service is not just my thing, and the person is interested in going into business, what will be your recommendation for that kind of a person?
That person will probably have to do a little automating. You're speaking along the lines of an introvert, which was myself. And I had to learn very hard that you can't just be like, bam, you know, there it is, bam. Bam, bam. And, you know, because people just they didn't really get that. So I had to learn the softer side of sales, yes. But, and, you know, so you're going to learn with copy first. You're going to learn how to write out your phrases first. And you're going to learn how to make them flow. Practicing the fact that if you say the same thing just in a different way will make so much, it'll make the difference, because people want to know that they're loved and cared for and their thoughts are important to you. And they probably are to an introvert, but introverts, we are just kind of boom, because it just takes so much energy to get it out that it just comes out. And so learning how to, craft it out first and then speak it definitely helped me out in that manner.
Learning how to craft it out. Copy. So how can somebody learn how to write a good copy? For example, this is something that even happens to even me personally. Even though I'm a writer, I've been writing for over a decade. Actually, since, oh my goodness, it's been 16 years now. I started journalism in 2000. But, writing as a journalist is different from PR. They are two different things. So, like somebody even having a copy and doing advertisement, and it's really, it's driving the traffic. You are seeing that the people are engaged with the copy, but the copy is not converting. Like the conversion meaning sales, they click through to get there, but they're not making any action. They just get there and leave. So how can somebody improve on that kind of a copy? What are the things someone needs to do to improve on their copy?
Well, first off, I would go to a lot of the people that are doing the leads, the lead specialists. A few people that I know, Christian Carter, he does the lead solution. And there's, Sade Wadu, she does a lot of brand specialists and a lot of classes and things of that nature. And there's many more. And you have to start looking at what they're doing. But the biggest thing is that you have to have a CTA, which is a call to action. A lot of people say, oh, my product is great. Buy my product. Great product. Buy my product. Great product. Buy my product. But at the end of the day, buy my stuff is not necessarily a call to action, because the call to action is more, are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to move to the next level? Well, then if you push that button right there, and that's going to be the door to open into your future.
Wow.
Is a call to action. Buy my stuff is rough. No, not a call to action.
Oh, I see. Because, what you just said, I got captivated by just that, few lines you just said. And it's the first time I'm hearing a call to action is not buy my stuff. Whoa. Because, most of the time what you hear is, oh, buy, register. So it's not about register, but, turning it around, like changing the words. Okay, we're going to take another break now. Our time is going. I'm going to take another break and then we'll be right back. Thank you so much, Dr. Finch. Hello, if you are just joining us for the first time, this is Monday Motivation with Bukola, and we have a fabulous guest in the house today. She's Dr. Aikyna Finch. She's an educator. She has a PhD. She teaches at the college. She's a marketer, and at the same time, she's a scientist. And she's been giving us great information and value about business. So this is someone who is well-rounded. This is someone you should follow because she has so much knowledge and value to bring to you. So I hope that you will connect with Dr. Finch after watching this interview. So Dr. Finch, I wanted to ask you, because I know that you are also an entertainer in a way, because you do have a radio show, you have a motivational show. So can you tell us about your radio show, please?
Oh, yes. It is called Motivation Station, and we air on the Praise Network every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Central. And basically, we give you motivation with edge. We like to tell you we don't give you what you want to hear. We give you what you need to hear to move to your next level in motivation and success. Yes, ma'am.
Well, so like, is it an interview show or it's just musical, or how?
We do 2 interviews a month, and then we also have it where it's just the 2 of us. My co-host is Vanessa Canterbury, and we do also put music in there. We call the music breaks musics to get your mind right. Yes, and we also have a word of the week, and we also give you something to think about. So it's all about motivation with edge.
Wow, nice. So there is, as we're talking about business, I think we also need to be talking about leadership, because every person stepping out to do business is a leader. And I see that part of your skills is in leadership. So what are the qualities that an entrepreneur should have to be a leader to mirror in the community?
Well, I mean, there are several different types of leaders. I personally am a servant leader. That means that I have to get out into the trenches and I have to help my people. I like to be on the side with them doing, let's go ahead, let's do this. This is what happens in there. That's okay. Let's go ahead and do that. And then while we're nurturing, you're learning from me. And then eventually you're going to be able to do the same thing I'm doing because you're watching me and you're doing it with me. There are also, people who just like to be like, do this, do that, and no development. Then you have some people that are only about development. And then you have people that just throw things on people and without any development or without any guidance and expect them to go. And, I think a good balance is someone who wants to work with them, develop them, and then help them get on a path to their greater as well.
Oh, thanks. So because for entrepreneurs, another thing that I'm hearing, which I think is good, is having, like a brand new entrepreneur who doesn't have a lot of capital.
Yes.
But of course, it's hard for one person to do multiple things. And when you are running a business, there are so many things you will be doing. It's not like your 9-to-5 job where you are responsible for only one thing. And if one other thing is not done, you care less about it because that's not your primary assignment. But as an entrepreneur, everything from cleaning to marketing is your primary assignment. So, and there is the recommendation for, get a virtual assistant, which is also like a booming business right now if you're working as a virtual assistant to help somebody. Yes. So, how would you suggest to an entrepreneur to hire a virtual assistant and also be able to direct that virtual assistant in a way that the virtual assistants will perform as expected?
Well, first off, when you have a virtual assistant, before you decide to go hire one, you need to make sure you have enough work for them. And then you also need to know exactly what you want them to do. And then providing them with an SOP, standard operating procedures. That way you have your initial meeting, you tell them you're going to do this. Oh, by the way, here's your SOP, so that you can go ahead and follow this thing so that you'll know exactly what you need to do in that arena. And then, of course, you'll break down as need be. And then make sure that you know that your SOP is going to be fluid because you're going to change software, you're going to get upgrades, you're going to get different people. So that one task may be broken up that's now doing with one, maybe now with 3. And you'll have to change your SOP with that. But you have to be willing to be flexible, because that is going to be basically the business Bible, because you want the people to know exactly what they need to do without you being there. You know, you have a lot of executive things you need to deal with. You know, this person can do your copy. They can do your social media posts. They can do, you know, different signings, emails, sending out different things on your Infusionsoft or your MailChimp or what have you. They can do all of those things, but they can't do it if you don't tell them what you want to do and how you would like it done. Because the last thing you want is for something to come out of your business with your name on it and it doesn't represent you.
Which is true. which is really true. Wow, it's good to know. So now you've heard it. Standard operating procedure, it's a must for every business owner, for them to be able to have an effective virtual assistant to work with them. Okay, so this month is the month of Thanksgiving.
Yes.
What are you thankful for?
Oh my goodness, I am thankful for freedom. I am thankful to be in a place where I can explore any and every opportunity. I am thankful for people like yourself who give opportunities to motivate and inspire others, because you don't have to do that. And I am definitely thankful for just being able to connect with like-minded people who are moving to their next level, and just maybe a word or a smile help them along their way. That's what I'm thankful.
Thank you. And we are rounding up now. So what is your last, before your last word actually, how can people get a hold of you?
Oh, yes. So you can find me at AikynaFinch.com. That's AIKYNAFINCH.com. You can email me at Aikyna@AikynaFinch.com. And you can also find me on all social media handles at DRADFinch. And that is a business tip, everyone. Make sure that your handle is the same across the board so that they don't have to search for you and you're consistent.
Wow. So what is your last word for our viewers today?
The last word is you are great. You are powerful. You have everything within you. You just have to put some skin in the game and a little action on it, and you will be marvelous.
Thank you so much, Dr. Finch. We are really grateful to have you here on the show today. It's such an honor. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. Thank you. So again, it's Monday Motivation with Bukola, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much. If you have questions for Dr. Finch, I will have all our information in the description, and you can get a hold of her and connect with her. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Dr. Finch. Bye-bye.